Hi Nizam, thank you for being here today.
My
Can
pleasure.
you tell us about yourself and what do you think about the conference?
Sure. I'm a partner and I head up the financial services practice of RHG Law Taylor Wessing. We are a Singapore-based law firm. I'm also co-founder of RHG Compliance Solutions as a compliance consultancy. So we're very happy to support today's conference. We've been involved in the Global ICO Transparency Alliance. We are actively involved in the blockchain space, and I think today's conference is very timely in bringing together the community, the ecosystem who are involved in blockchain and in particular securities token to Singapore. So it's very good to see lots of friends today.
Sure. What do you think about the future of security tokens?
I think we are at a very interesting point in time in that there is tremendous interest in securities tokens. We see a lot of interest amongst exchanges, amongst advisors, amongst platform providers to support the ecosystem for securities tokens. In the light of the correction in the ICO market, I think investors want something that's more tangible. They are looking for securities tokens, which is something familiar to traditional securities investors. And I think securities tokens marries the traditional capital markets with the blockchain community and brings together a product offering that is interesting for the investor community. It also presents opportunities for issuers to offer innovative fundraising platforms. For instance, having revenue sharing arrangements to entice investors to be participant in a new form of enterprise, a shared enterprise.
Sure. To my knowledge, you work closely with all the organizers, SMC, GITA, and TALENTA. Can you tell us a bit about themselves?
Well, I can tell you about GITA, so we're one of the founding members. So the Global ICO Transparency Alliance, or GITA, is a grounds-up approach amongst concerned members of the blockchain community, starting in Asia and then growing out globally, which seeks to promote the level of self-regulation, best practices amongst ICO issuers and now securities token issuers. The idea is that I think there is a level of community responsibility to promote best practices, and also with good self-regulation, it lessens the likelihood of bad regulations crushing down on the industry.
Sure. What are the most suitable assets you found to be tokenized?
Well, you're limited by your imagination, right? So you could easily issue conventional securities, equities or debt securities in tokenized forms. The token creates value in that it facilitates liquidity. It allows the tokens to be transferred and ownership transfers to be captured permanently on the blockchain. We've seen lots of interest from owners of large assets, like properties, like mine owners, or even ship owners, to unlock liquidity or by offering either fractional ownership of larger assets. We've seen interest amongst commodity issuers to also provide fractional ownership in commodities. But I think interestingly as well, we've seen lots of interest in bigger corporations that are maybe pre-IPO to want to tap into securities tokens as a means of fundraising in the private market rather than public market.
Sure. Last question. What will be the main center for security token offerings in the world? Asia, US, or Europe?
Well, I'm in Asia, so I'm inherently biased towards Asia. I think there's lots of potential here. Within ASEAN itself, it's a high growth area. But of course, it's not a zero-sum game. In the US, it is traditionally a strong capital market center of the world. Even for Europe, there are major financial centers there. But I think each region will have its own set of a niche or specialization. Certainly in Asia, we're bullish. Here in Singapore, the Monetary Authority of Singapore has done a lot to promote the blockchain community. It has done a lot to promote securities tokens by having a very facilitative regime for recognized market operators or securities token exchanges.
Good. Well, thank you very much for your time, and
Pleasure,
I hope you
Bowie.
enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good?
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.